Alright, hi everyone, this is Scott with NinjaLax, and this is another video where I want to show you the little drop test that I've devised for showing you kind of the firmness of a pocket and the difference in the stiffness, I guess, of the different mesh that we have. So when you lace up our mesh, you'll notice it's really easy to form the pocket, and I showed you in that last video how it stretches out, not stretches actually, but you can just kind of shape it however you want. And it remembers that, it keeps that shape. So one thing about NinjaMesh is it just soaks up the ball. You know, you throw a ball, you throw a ball in the stick, and it's like it just thuds in there. So it kind of just soaks up the hit, and it's just amazing. You'll notice it right away. The first time you catch with it, that's the first thing you'll notice. I mean, aside from the feel of it, you know, the tackiness, you can tell there's something in there. You'll just notice that. So it's really easy to shape your pocket. I like a mid pocket. All my sticks are kind of strung this way with the two top shooting strings and the two U's for laces, and I like kind of pretty much a mid pocket. So this stick here, this is our treated standard colored mesh, Ninja-fied colored mesh. So what I want to show you is the difference in the softness. In the last video I talked about the colored mesh has a little bit softer feel to it, the heavy mesh has a little stiffer feel, and the Sumo is super stiff. So this is kind of going to illustrate what I mean by that. So if I drop this ball into this colored mesh, it almost disappears. It almost disappears into the frame. See, a little bit higher. So it's, you know, 3/4 or more of the way into the frame. So that tells you it's fairly soft. And if you like the ball to move a little bit more in your pocket, or the pocket itself to move a little bit, then, you know, colored mesh is definitely going to be good for you, as well as the standard mesh and a couple others we have. This is the Ninja Heavy. It's been used a little bit, but it's a little bit wider, a little bit stiffer. So you can tell right away when you catch with this, the stiffness of it's different, but this drop test will show you right away too. So I'm going to drop this and see how it went barely into the frame. So right away you can tell, okay, that's stiffer because of the way it accepted the ball. And so that pocket's probably going to keep its shape longer. You know, the nylon's a little stronger, so you'll notice a difference right away. The feel of it's different. Here's another piece of colored mesh. This is a kind of a narrow 9K head I like. A little bit higher pocket on this one, but still pretty much a mid pocket. So definitely softer. When you even touch the part that hasn't been used much, it's definitely got a softer feel. So with this pocket, the thing pretty much disappears into the frame. So that's a soft pocket, but it's a nice feel, releases really well. And here's an old Ninja Standard on a gate torque head I have. I used to like these crank heads. Kind of bummed they don't make them anymore. But this one's a little tough to do the drop test, because the frame is so pinched with these rails in there, it doesn't really let the ball go through. So I would call this, after a year's use in a couple tournaments and a lot of coaching, I would call this about as soft as my colored mesh here. But Ninja Standard, right out of the gate, it's not going to be as soft as colored mesh. You'll notice that right away. And okay, so here's our Ninja Sumo. Ninja Sumo is super stiff. I showed you in the last video. It's got thicker strands. It takes up a lot more of our formula, so it's going to be heavier. So definitely the heaviest mesh we have. It totally keeps the pocket. The ball's going to, you know, roll around in the pocket more than the pocket moving. And here's what it does when you do the drop test. It basically barely dents it. So right away you'll tell that this is super stiff. So definitely in the bad weather, this thing is not going to change on you. And lastly, we've got the new 20mm diamond, which is basically not like the heavy nylon. It's not the high tenacity. It's a little bit different than the standard, but the difference is the diamonds are a tiny bit bigger. So it's got a little softer feel to it. The pocket, you know, moves a little bit more than the Ninja Standard, and I really like it. This thing threw great right away. This is a superpower, and same type of stringing that I do on all my sticks, but the thing through great right away, and it broke in a tiny bit. It's just barely legal right now, and now the thing's just perfect. So I really dig it. So we're going to do a little more testing with this 20mm before we start selling it, but it's definitely coming soon. We're real happy with it. Now another video we're going to do is our mesh lab testing, where I think I talked about this earlier in the other video. We're going to do some buoyancy testing, some water repellency, and I think that's a word. And we'll show you guys that this stuff does not absorb water. So the fact that the formula is inside the mesh itself means it's not going to wear off, it's not going to flake off, it's going to get dirty, but it's still going to have the hold, the release, all the properties that make it good. So we're psyched about it. So yeah, keep looking out for videos coming here on YouTube, and go to our website, NinjaLax.com, and then check out our Facebook page, and watch us or connect to us on Twitter, and you guys will be up to date on everything. Alrighty.